Long ago, in a beautiful village, Okigwe, there lived a family, Mr. and Mrs. Carlo, who were retired teachers. They taught their both daughters, Norma and Ozioma, to live life in the right way. Norma, being the first daughter, was the favorite of the both girls. Ozioma, being the second daughter, always chased after her dream. She wanted to become a lawyer, and her parents always pushed her and encouraged her to chase after her dreams. As years passed, the both girls grew up. Norma became a fashion designer, whereas Ozioma became a lawyer. Norma, being a fashion designer, had a very high taste for men. She was very, very selective about the type of men that came for her hands. She raised them by their look and what they could bring to the table. From the stage of dating, if she feels like you were not giving enough, she was going to cancel. Whereas Ozioma was a down-to-earth girl. She was so dedicated in whatsoever she was doing. And she just wanted to get married to one person who was going to love her for who she really was. One day, while Ozioma was sitting in the cafeteria and having her lunch, a gentle, calm-looking man walked up to her. His name is Ejike. Ejike is a businessman who deals with building materials. Ejike is a very quiet and polite man. He loves to plan ahead of time, very, very talented, and loves to do things right. The moment Ejike saw Ozioma, he picked interest in her and told himself, I have found the one. So he walked up to her and sat down close to her, and they exchanged pleasantries. While they communicated, Ejike asked Ozioma about herself and what she did. Ozioma told him she was a lawyer, and Ejike also introduced himself. In case I need your help, can I have your complimentary card? Ozioma smiled and gave him her complimentary card. Ejike and Ozioma always kept in touch. They communicated for a while, and after 6 months of knowing each other, Ozioma and Ejike got married. The marriage was beautiful. It was everything Ozioma ever dreamt about and everything Ejike always wanted. Ozioma was the perfect wife for him. Ozioma was a homemaker and was a loving wife. Ozioma was everything he ever prayed for in a woman. Ozioma loved to make meals for her husband. Even though they lived in a very big mansion, she practically did most of the things, delegating little or no choice to the maid. She made her husband's food herself. She washed most of his clothing herself. She remembered the words of her mother telling her, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. But it is necessary that you guide your home. The way you lay your bed is the way you're going to lie on it. So those words never left Ozioma's ears. She took care of her home very well and made sure there was nothing that could bring pain or sorrow in her home. As time went on, Ozioma, who was a junior attorney in her law firm, became a senior attorney over a period of time. Ejike's business was doing all well, but there was no joy. As Ozioma had not given birth, Ozioma prayed and believed in God for her own bundle of joy. She did everything and anything she was told to do so that she could bear a child, but the child was not coming forth. One day, Ejike spoke to her about visiting a fertility hospital, and she accepted. When they got to the fertility hospital, they were faced with the worst news ever. She was told that she could not produce most egg, so she will be placed on a treatment that the moment she is able to produce egg, the egg will be harvested and there will be an implantation. So she accepted. The doctor who explained everything for her and told her that she will also need a surrogate as they noticed that her womb is too weak to carry a child. She nearly gave up. She told her husband, Ejike, are you sure we should go in for this? Are you trying to tell me that I should just stop believing in God? I know that God can come in various ways, but the conditions towards getting this baby is too much. First, they have to harvest the egg I will produce and insert it in another woman. I don't think I'm ready for this, said Norma. Ejike, who consoled his wife dearly and told her, whatsoever you want, that I'm going to do. If you think we should go for this procedure, we are going to. But if you have doubts, I promise you, we are not going to go for it. That night, Ozioma couldn't sleep. She gave it a very long thought and asked herself, if I'm to go on with this procedure, who am I going to get as a surrogate? I don't know anyone, and I can't let a stranger carry my own child. I don't even know what to do about it. While thinking about it, she remembered her sister Norma, how they were very close while growing up, and thought to herself, it is better I take this to Norma and hear what she has to say. If she can help me carry my baby, I'm going to be very glad and pay her huge. The next day, Ozioma went to her sister Norma and explained the problem in her home. Ozioma told Norma that, Norma, my dear sister, please, I am here to confide in you about the problem I'm going through. I can't carry my own child, so I need a surrogate to help me carry my child. Norma looked at her and laughed and said, here, you are joking, Okwaya? Ozioma said, no, I'm serious. Me that have not married, I should come and give birth. So what should I tell my husband if he asks me, have you given birth before? I will say, no, I have not given birth, or I have given birth. Please, I cannot do that. Ozioma held her sister's hands and said, I'm not forcing you to do it. I am just pleading with you. As the hospital is willing to help us find a surrogate, but I cannot allow a stranger carry my own child. I would prefer someone I know to carry my baby for me. And I'm willing to pay a huge sum of money for this. Norma asked her sister, how much are you talking about? And Ozioma said, whatsoever the person asks of, I and my husband, we are going to work towards it. So Norma named a very huge amount of money, telling herself if they can pay it, she was going to use it to increase her store, as her store wasn't really doing well at that time. Norma told Ozioma, this is the amount I want to carry the baby for you, because you know in the long run, I will have to explain to whosoever I get married what happened. So this is my own pay. Ozioma accepted and went back home that day and told her husband Ejike, my dear husband, I spoke to my sister Norma about this and she accepted to carry our baby. But during this period, she's going to stay in our house as I don't want her hanging around with all those boys and carrying my child. Ejike asked, how much did she charge us to carry our baby? And Ozioma told him. And he said, that's a huge sum of money, you know. Ozioma told him, it is better she's the one carrying the baby. Unlike giving my baby to a total stranger, I don't mind paying her anything she wants. Provided she carries the baby and gives birth to a healthy baby, I'm okay with that. So Ejike accepted and told his wife, Ozioma, don't worry about it. I'm going to handle everything. How do you want us to pay her? Should we pay her everything now, or should I make the transfer half for now and the remaining half when she has given birth to the baby? Ozioma accepted that a down payment will be made, and when Norma has given birth to the baby, the remaining will be made. So the down payment was made to Norma's account, and the moment she received it, she met Ozioma and Ejike at the fertility clinic, where the fertilized egg was inserted into her body, and she was told to move her things to their house. Norma didn't like the idea of moving her things to stay with her junior sister Ozioma, but considering the fact that she knew she charged them a very huge amount of money, she accepted. So she packed her things and she was given a room in the house. The moment Norma stepped into Ozioma's house, Ozioma started taking care of her. Whatsoever she needs, Ozioma gives to her. Even if she wants her legs to be massaged, Ozioma did the massaging for her. Ozioma treated her like a queen in her own home. Norma was so excited. She told herself, I never knew that Ozioma can treat me like this. So because I'm carrying her baby. One day, while Norma was having her bath, her phone rang. Her big time customer was calling. While she was coming out from the bathroom to pick up the call, she slipped and fell down. But she didn't think much of it. She just collected her phone and picked up the call. When she entered her room, she noticed blood dripping up her leg, and she knew that she had lost the baby. Too scared to tell her sister, she didn't know how to confront the situation. So instead, she decided to speak to Ejike about it. Norma, who called Ejike and asked if he was free during the lunch break, that she would love to talk to him about something. Ejike accepted, and they both met in a cafeteria. Norma broke the sad news to him, telling him that she mistakenly slipped this morning in the bedroom and she noticed blood stain from her leg. She would like to go back to the hospital to know if the baby is still there. When they got to the clinic, after proper examination, they were told that the baby was lost. Norma broke down in tears. She knew she had disappointed her sister. It was not all about the money. Having known that this was her sister's last hope of having her own child. So she asked Ejike if there could be any means, if there was any other egg left. But Ejike told her no. So she asked Ejike, what are we going to do? I can't tell my sister this. I can't break my sister's heart. So Norma asked the doctor if we could fertilize her own egg instead for her sister's sake. And the doctor told her that yes, it is possible if she has good eggs. Norma ran all the proper tests needed, and her eggs were good and very healthy. So Ejike brought his sperm and it was fertilized. So she just carried the pregnancy, pretending that the pregnancy was for Ozioma. After full time, Norma gave birth to a very beautiful girl, and she was named Chimamanda. Ozioma was so excited. She had butterflies in her stomach. She was over the moon. That was all she has always wanted. But she noticed that Norma was so attached to the child, never willing to give her the child to hold. She only had little or no time with the child. She was so heartbroken. And she told her sister Norma, I don't understand. This baby is mine. She's mine. Why don't you want to give her to me to hold? Norma always came up with silly excuses. I have to help to breastfeed her for at least 3 months before you start introducing artificial milk. At least I'm your sister. What else will I do if I don't help to bring up your baby right? But also, I would always tell her, I'm not sure it's necessary. There's so many babies out there that did not see their parents and they still drank artificial milk and they are okay. Norma will always tell her, what's the big deal? I've already given birth to her. Let me just help you. Other times, she would tell her, oh, the baby is sleeping. Oh, sorry, you came back late from work, and that's why. Ozioma became angry and furious. Why is my sister behaving like this? The baby is mine, and it's past her period of staying in my house. It's just 1 year she's supposed to stay in my house. So why is she even exceeding 1 year? That night, she spoke to Ejike about it. Ozioma asked her husband, please, I'm not comfortable with the way Norma is behaving. I really want to know why she's not always allowing me touch my baby. She always gives me one silly excuse or the other. She's not even the baby's nanny, but she's always with the baby. Ejike will always calm her down and say, she was the one that gave birth to the baby. And it might be a bit difficult for her to just let go like that. You have to give her time so that she will gradually let go and leave when it's time for her to leave. Ozioma became disturbed. She couldn't bear to see her sister always carry her own child. Why? So one day, she asked her sister to pack her things and leave her house, telling her that it's just remaining 1 week for her to leave so she can leave a bit early and she doesn't even mind paying her for the discomfort. Norma flared up. I don't understand though. Who do you think you are? Norma said. No, I'm Norma. You are asking me to leave your house. You must be a joker. I'm not going anywhere. Eh? Me, I am not going anywhere, Norma said. So you think you can use me and dump me like that? Eh? Me, my whole body went through the whole change and you just think you'll kick me out of your house. I've even told you that this baby is yours. Who told you that the baby is yours? The baby is mine. Ozioma started laughing. I know the baby is yours. You carried the baby, but the egg belongs to me and my husband. So why are you being angry? Why are you being so upset about it? Norma told her, my dear sister, wake up. This baby is mine. Or do you want us to carry out a DNA test? I lost your egg at an early stage. And when we go to the hospital, I pleaded with the doctor to use your husband's sperm to fertilize my own egg so that we can bring the baby to the world for you. And instead of you to be at my messes, you're here kicking me out of your house. I'm not going anywhere, and that is fine now. Ozioma was heartbroken by Norma's word, but she told herself, I must hear from my husband Ejike. I am not going to take these words my sister have said to heart. When Ejike returned that day, he noticed Norma was sad. She had already cried her eyes out. So she asked her husband Ejike, is this baby mine or for you and my sister? Ejike was surprised. Me and your sister here. I never laid a hand on your sister, so I don't understand what you're saying. Ejike, who tried to deny it, knowing fully well that he and Norma promised to keep it a secret. Ozioma told him, Norma told me the baby belongs to her and that you agreed to give her your sperm to fertilize her egg. Ejike started pleading with Ozioma. I'm sorry. We only did it because of you. I knew how desperate you have been looking for a child. It's been 6 years, and I just thought that doing it that way was going to make you happy. However, I didn't lay a single hand on her. It was just my sperm that was used to fertilize her egg. Ozioma started crying. You could have told me first. You would have informed me. Why will you go and do it at my back with my own sister? Ejike apologized to her, telling her that I only did it because I thought that was the right thing to do at of that time. I'm sorry I did it that way. I actually thought that was the only right thing to do out of that time. My head wasn't thinking straight. I'm very, very sorry. Ozioma, who looked at her husband and said, that's not the issue now. The issue is that Norma isn't willing to leave this house. Ejike, who told his wife Ozioma, if she's not willing to leave the house, she can leave with the baby. Moreover, she agreed to it. I did not force it on her. Thank God we signed an agreement and it's in the hospital. So if she doesn't want to leave the baby for you as agreed, then she can live with the baby. We will pray and hope for you to give birth soon. Ozioma looked at her husband and said, it hasn't gotten to that. I'll plead with her one more time. If she doesn't agree, then I'm going to tell my parents about it. Ozioma, who pleaded with Norma for days, telling her that she's not chasing her out of the house, but it was time for them to build a bond as family. She, Chimamanda, and Ejike, that please, Norma should understand the situation. But Norma refused. She told herself, I am not going anywhere. This baby is mine. So Ozioma told her, if you don't want to leave Chimamanda for me, then you can carry Chimamanda and go. Because you can't bring destruction to my home. You can't bring confusion to my home. You agreed with my husband that the baby was going to be mine. So why are you changing your mind all of a sudden? Norma, who told her, oh, I can see your husband there. I'm not going anywhere. So he wants only me to go and take care of the baby. I'm not going anywhere. He has to take care of his own child. But I'm not leaving the baby and going. I must be present in the baby's life. Ozioma knew that Norma was going to be a hard nut to crack. So she decided to talk to her parents about it. That evening, she invited her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Carlo, to her home. When they came, they were shocked to see Norma in the house. And Norma looks like someone who had just given birth. Her mom quickly asked, Ozioma, who gave birth? Is it you or Norma? Because you don't look like someone that had just given birth. Ozioma, who came clean to her parents, Norma helped us to carry the baby. Oh, okay. So why have you invited us to your home? Mama, please, I am begging you to please beg Norma to leave my house. She agreed to carry the baby for us and we paid her a huge sum of money for this. The agreement was when she was done carrying the baby and giving birth to the baby and staying with us for just 3 months, she was going to leave. It's past 1 year and she doesn't want to leave our house. Why? Norma, who also opened her mouth to utter her own excuses. Mama, her egg did not make it till the full term. This baby you're seeing here is mine. Mine. The egg belongs to me, but the sperm is for her husband, Ejike. The parents who looked at both of them and told her, Norma, why did you agree? Norma who started crying and said, it was not just me, it was an agreement between I and Ejike. He agreed that we should do it for the joy and peace of mind of Ozioma. The parents said, Ejike, you brought this upon yourself and you have to get married to Norma as your second wife. You don't expect her to leave this house and live without her child. Both of you agreed to it. So it is time for you to face the consequences of your action. Ejike looked at Mr. and Mrs. Carlo and told them, I am not getting married to Norma. I love my wife Ozioma very well. I did not sleep with your daughter. It was just a lab fertilization. So I am not getting married to Norma in any way. We have given her our conditions. It's either she leave the baby or she goes with the baby. You can't force me to do what I don't want to do. I did not force the baby into her womb. I only gave her my own words and she gave me her own words. So why is she making a big mountain out of it? If she doesn't want to leave the baby for us, then she can carry the baby. We'll look for someone else to do it. Norma started laughing. Do what? As if she has any other egg for you people to fertilize. I beg you. Told and told Ejike. You are joking, no? You've seen the opportunity for you to have a child. You want it to slip off your hands. Yeah. That one concern you people, sha. But if you don't want to get married to me, I'm going to pack my things and carry my baby and leave your house. Ejike told her, it's better for you. You better pack your things and leave this house because you cannot bring confusion between I and my wife. The next day, Norma packed everything and left the house. When Ozioma woke up, she went to the baby's room and to her greatest surprise, the baby was gone. Her sister took the baby and left. Ozioma was heartbroken. She couldn't believe that her sister was going to do that to her. Whereas Norma, who used Chimamanda as an opportunity to zap Ejike dry, she kept on demanding for a huge sum of money to take care of Chimamanda, telling him, she's your child and you must take care of her. If you don't take care of her, when she grows up, I'm going to tell her that you dumped her as a father. When Ejike told Ozioma about the situation, Ozioma told him to keep sending money to her. And when the time comes for him to stop sending money to her, she will let him know. Ejike kept on sending money to Norma to cater for Chimamanda. As time went on, Ozioma woke up one day with great pain in her heart. She couldn't believe that her sister could do this to her. It's 1 year and she does not have any egg that could be fertilized. Ozioma, who told her husband to stop sending money to her sister Norma, thinking that if she should stop sending money to Norma, it was going to make Norma bring Chimamanda to her. But that never happened. Norma told herself that she wasn't going to give out her child to anyone. Ozioma was heartbroken. She regretted asking her sister to be her own surrogate. She regretted everything. She wished she had used the hospital, knowing fully well that the hospital would have been very careful to protect her last egg. Soon, she asked her husband Ejike to continue sending the money for the upkeep of Chimamanda, that he shouldn't neglect his child in any way, telling him that probably this is her fate. So Ejike continued sending money for the upkeep of Chimamanda. Whereas Ozioma kept on praying and believing in God that she was going to have her own bundle of joy. So she kept on visiting the fertility hospital, hoping that one day she was going to be able to carry her own child or have a matured egg that could be fertilized. During one of her visits, the doctor, after close examination, told her, Madam Ozioma, I have a good news for you. So what do you think the doctor was going to tell her? Was it that her egg was matured enough to be fertilized, or that she was pregnant? In order to find out, please do not miss our next episode. Till we see you again, it's your favorite storyteller, Zika. Do not forget to like, subscribe, share, turn on the notification bell to get more interesting stories like this. So we'll see you again in our next. Bye for now.